All right, take two. What's going on? I get a lot of inboxes, which is kind of ironic because after so many years of being laughed at and made fun of and smugly dismissed, people want to know what's going on. Okay, well, basically, you're too late. What we are having right now is a global, systemic, destructive passing and changing of civilization, and it's all accounted for. The everyday things that we do, the day-to-day occurrences, they're all controlled, and there's nothing really organic anymore going on. So with this global collapse, the economic situation is controlled by a few families. And oh, here we go. Now it's true. The Federal Reserve is not part of our government. It's a private lending bank, just like the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank. All of these things, they're owned by a few families of people. These people have been ensconced for some of them centuries, some of them centuries, some of them a couple decades. But these people have total control over our wealth, and they're not going to give it up. These people lend money to countries. What's relevant to you and I is the fact that the Federal Reserve, when you hear about that, everyone still assumes that it's part of our country. It's not. It's a private, family-owned bank. Do you get it? Do you understand? Okay. So, we are in a transition. There's no wealth. There's no value to what we do. Countries around the world are not using the dollar anymore. The dollar was a global currency. You could go in any country, anywhere, and they would love to have your dollar. I mean, say old communist countries, but they still wanted our dollars. So all of that's pretty much done. It's useless. So now we're in a transitory phase. They're coming off of our dollar, which was back through oil and petroleum. At the end of World War II, basically, roughly, everyone agreed to use the dollar as the global currency, and they backed it with oil. So we subjugated the Middle East and all these countries that are rich in oil. And this goes back to English imperialism last century. It's all intertwined. I may get data and facts misconstrued or mixed up, but basically, I'm right about what I'm saying. So, with that in mind, the end of this way we interact is here. It's done. They've been planning this really hard since Obama era. They've been on it hard. And I voted for Obama, so shut the fuck up. Anyway, now it's time to do something different because this system doesn't work anymore. They ran it to the end. Imagine our economy, or the global economy, as a race car. Well, they've been driving this damn thing for 60 years, 70 years, as hard as they can, wide open, and it's done. Can't rebuild this engine, can't do anything with it. You got to get a new vehicle. The new vehicle is going to be cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, which are really back with nothing. There's nothing to support that other than your agreement that it's okay. That's all you got. So all the countries globally pretty much are bankrupt. Ours too. We are insolvent. We are in debt, trillions and trillions of dollars. We can never pay it back. Never pay it back. As are most of the countries in the world. Their debt is so substantial, no one could ever pay back the debt of any one little country. Also, there's not enough gold that's ever been mined. If you had all the gold that's ever been mined, you still would not have enough to even cover our debt. It's just what it is. So to facilitate all of this, they have destroyed our natural resources. They have locked us down over the last 3 years. That's what this has all been about. COVID's all gone now, right? Nobody even talks about it. Don't even fucking think about it. So we had this pandemic that wiped out humanity. Not good enough though, right? How many people died? Not enough. So, but the vaccines got your ass though, didn't they? So anyway, here we are. We've been completely broken and locked down. They've polluted our rivers. They've destroyed our agriculture. They've destroyed our farming. They've subsidized all of this stuff. They affect our weather. All of these things, and this is a global problem. This isn't just here. It's all calculated. It's all tied together for this change, this transition. The bigger part of that, the why, is I believe we are in the midst of a massive, naturally occurring cycle. All of our climate change and all this shit that I've been screaming about my entire life, hearing about, oh, global warming is so bad, I've got to do what I can. No, CO2 is not the fucking issue. Humanity is not really the issue until they're up there spraying. There's your irony. So anthropogenic climate change, we're fucking doing it every fucking day now, and you guys laugh at it. But Google geoengineering, NASA. Google Harvard Geoengineering. Google North American Weather Modification Council. There are countless others. They've been talking about this for decades and decades. So there's all kinds of nefarious things afoot to facilitate and ensure the powers that be are going to survive. And survive what? Well, our poles are changing. Everything that goes on in this world, in this universe, in the solar system is controlled by that white thing up there. That used to be yellow and orange when we were kids, but you people don't even realize this. You look at these smeary clouds. Clouds weren't smears. They were defined and definite. You very rarely had these fields of clouds. You can't even look up now without looking like you're looking through an oiled sheet on a candelabra or something. So anyway, the universe is in a change, or sorry, the solar system is in the midst of another cycle. Our planet is also in that cycle. All the planets in our solar system are being affected and changed. Things are going on in our solar system. All of our planets are pretty much lined up now in the same quadrant of the solar system. So the sun's here. All the planets are in this top quarter right here. We're all in this. That's how you visualize it. So all of these gravitational changes, these energy changes from our sun is affecting all of these. There's a galactic current sheet of energy. The sun just doesn't give off the light and heat that you think it does. It gives off this huge spectrum of energy. Different wavelengths of that energy affect different things. This stuff affects everything from plate tectonics and volcanic activity to your heartbeat to your mental facilities. It's how birds and things navigate. All of these things interact. So this energy coming off changes the ionization factors of our atmosphere, which protects us from deadly radiations and things like that. So it's really intricate, and it's probably more than any of you want to talk about. But that is what's going on, and this has happened many times throughout history. The poles have flipped. I knew this when I was a kid. There's nothing new. None of this stuff has been just now recently discovered. I remember reading National Geographics when I was a kid, and they were talking about the magma coming out of some of the ocean floor plates, that the polarity was different on one side and the other, and it was reversed. And you can find deposits of granite and stuff around the world where it's got similar interactions where the poles have flipped and the magnetization is different. That's how you know the poles have flipped. So our North Pole and South Pole have been moving across the planet at a very, very accelerated rate in the last 10 years. So magnetic north, true north is not what the geographical north and south are. Our planet is going to do like this. It's going to turn on its side again, and it flips back and forth. It's done it forever. And it's normal. It's what it does. And people know this. People have known this for centuries, for eons. They've watched it. The people that have been keeping of the gate for this, as it were, for the last couple centuries, are fully ensconced in this, and they know this. And some people that are super wealthy know this too. That's why you have all these underground bunkers and all these things dug out all over the world. It's not just happening here. Our problems just aren't here. They're global. And the countries that have been subjugated by the bigger companies are the first ones to fall. They don't even care about them. They do all these social engineering experiments all over the world, in the Maldives and the Middle East and places like that. South Africa is a big one. They love to play around in that fucking place. Our model now is going to probably be the UK and Australia, which is mind-blowing with the totalitarianism that's going on there and authoritativism. I just can't fathom that. Anyway, all you people that have been sitting around living your life, posting on your TikTok, getting your grind on and all this bullshit, trying to hook up and worry about dating and all that bullshit, you better be worried about fucking eating. The changes that we have now that have already started, they're irreversible. It's not going to get better. You got about 2 months before they really roll out the cryptos. It might take a while to fully incorporate it. I don't think so. I think they're just going to crash everything, and this is your option. That's it. When the implementation of this shit comes in, you have no freedom anymore. You have no control anymore. They will tell you what you can spend, what you can buy, where you can buy it, when you can buy it. Not only that, your digital money that's inside a computer somewhere has a life expectancy, and it's probably going to have a cap on it, just like they've done in Britain already. So your credits will expire. You could only have 20, in the UK it's something like £20,000, sorry, which is about $24,000. So I'm wondering how they're going to do this with these people that are billionaires and millionaires, how they're going to break them down. But anyway, if you don't use your credits within a certain amount of time, they disappear. They're like passcodes on Netflix or something like that. That's what your money's going to be. So they have you completely controlled at that point. And there's nothing you can do about it. And all they are doing is ensuring their supremacy and reign through these changes. That's what I think is happening. And that's what makes sense. And all of these things that I've looked into over the last 10 years, whatever it's been, that's what it all points to. And what has happened now with these massive repos, defaults on cars, homes, motorcycles, trucks, everything is shut down. Nothing's going on. It's dire. And it's all design. They've destroyed our water systems and our farming and our agriculture. It's all by design. You've got almost 1 million people coming in this country, sitting on our border right now. That's an invasion. I'm not xenophobic. My country was founded by people from all over this world. And the irony of that, again, is they all came here to become Americans. They didn't come here to bring their bullshit to our country. They kept their traditions, yes, but they didn't come here to turn America into some third world shithole that they left. That wasn't what was there. That's what we have now. So this unification and this domination of humanity is the end of it. We're never going to ascend to these sentient beings that float around off the ground and telepathically communicate, and we're some higher order being. You dumb fuckers don't even know what gender you are. How are you going to be some super extended thing? How are you going to do that? You dumb fucks. It's comical. There's no aspiration to become something like that anyway. Everyone now, looking at people now, you're all fat, lazy, dumb, stupid. sickly. And I'm not special. That's not coming from a point of narcissism or being arrogant. It's just, what the fuck? I'm almost 54, and I'm in better shape and condition than these teenagers and kids. And I'm not healthy. But I'll outwork any one of them. I'll figure something out. You can dump my ass in the woods somewhere and I'll survive. I know how to do all that shit. So anyway, we're into some really bizarre things. I keep saying this, that the world is going to be a combination of the movie Idiocracy and Dredd. Judge Dredd, not Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, the other one. Go watch those two movies, Dredd and Idiocracy, and you're going to have a combination of that. If you can't already see what's happening, it's the reverse of gentrification. They're bringing these forced immigrations in. These people aren't asylum seekers. They're not climate displaced. Go fuck yourself. I'm so sick of hearing about this shit. My entire life I've been bludgeoned with humanity's effects on the planet, and by this point in time we were supposed to be underwater and the coastlines are supposed to be decimated. Where the fuck is this? It has that. Nothing they've said has happened. Nothing. They've been wrong about everything. They control the weather, but they can't even fucking predict it accurately enough. So anyway, there's all that stuff. But all you people out here screwing around with your heads up your ass, bopping around like everything's okay, and you're worried about hooking up and dating, and like I said, TikToking and all this bullshit, you're in for such a devastating awakening in the next 6-8 months. And you've been warned. You've been told. So anyway, that's what's going on, and that's why. That's what I think anyway. I'm pretty sure I'm right. So, good luck, you guys.